The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, an heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, on June 28, 1914, triggered a global conflict. He and his wife, Sophie, Duchess of Hohenberg, was shot to death by a Bosnian Serb nationalist during an official visit to the Bosnian capital of Sarajevo. A 4-year siege ensued, known today as World War I. The war had an impact across Europe, claimed the lives of more than 16 million people. The Central Powers, Bulgaria, the Ottoman Empire, Germany, Austro-Hungary, as well as Allied powers, Great Britain, all engaged in combat. Apart from death in combat, the war also shifted the economic balance of the world at that time, due to the disruption of the trade union for food and agriculture, resulting in famine, starvation, disease, and death. But for the soldiers far from home, and the civilians trapped in theirs, the impact was devastating. A young lieutenant wrote a short letter to his mother, saying, "I haven't been killed yet, but it's only a matter of time." That is the typical way soldiers felt during the war, knowing one day the bullet will come your way and you were going to perish. Going home is no more. Also, in addition to the risk of being killed in combat, soldiers' daily lives were rife with difficulties. In between conflicts, they had to contend with starvation, horrible weather conditions, shoddy gear, and even boredom. Most children grew up without fathers, either because they were still at war or claimed by the war. The horrors of battle are impossible to forget, making soldiers different people even after returning from the war. Civilians trapped during the war had a difficult time also, mostly affected by starvation, diseases, and assaults, among other things. Most of them were mentally deprived due to the bad things they underwent during the war. Soldiers lived in trenches during war. These are long, narrow ditches dug into the ground. They were filthy, smelled bad, muddy, and not that safe. Troops who were exposed to these conditions developed an ailment known as trench foot. Terror and boredom frequently alternated in the trenches. Soldiers were continuously on edge because of the danger of death, but they were also weak and tired because of the awful living conditions and lack of sleep. Rats and lice plagued the troops throughout the day and night. This was horrific.